So Wuthering Waves comes out in just about a week now, and it also just hit 30 million pre-downloads, which is absolutely insane. Probably one of the most pre-registrations ever for a non-Mahoyo game. To give you guys an idea, Honkai Star Rail, I believe, had around 13 million, I believe, pre-registrations, just to give you guys an idea. So you guys might be wondering, is Wuthering Waves gonna live up to the hype? Or is it a bit overhyped, and should you play it or not? Only time will tell in the long run if it's a game that was overhyped or not, but as of right now, I think the hype is definitely deserved and a game that any gacha player should be willing to try. First and foremost, the obvious is it's a free-to-play game. It doesn't hurt to download it, give it a try for a week or two, and see if you like it or not. And the other thing that I think is very exciting, at least for someone like me, is that it's the first game that offers so much skill expression. A lot of gacha games don't have too much skill expression or challenge in the game, especially as you get further and further into the game. The end content, usually you could eventually outgear it. And I'm sure like any other gacha game, if you spend enough, this game could easily be out-resourced and out-geared too. But for the free-to-play to life spenders, I think there'll be a very long time where this game does pose a very hard challenge. And I'm very excited to see that because I love games like Nier Automata. It's one of my favorite single-player games ever. And I love putting that on hard difficulty, and eventually one day I even want to beat it on very hard difficulty because the challenge in that game is just so fun. And I'm really excited to see a challenge like that in gacha form. Another important thing is that Wuthering Waves will be one of the first times that Hoyo has other competition. The gacha space has largely been dominated by Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and other Hoyo games. The only time they really ever saw any competition was Tower Fantasy, but that was relatively short-lived before that game really kind of didn't live up to the hype and died off. I think this will be the first game to really give it a run for its money, which I think is great for the gacha scene and gamers as a whole, because when there's competition, it pushes the companies to do better, and they don't get as complacent when they're always sitting at the top with no other competition to rival them. Speaking of companies pushing themselves, one thing I think Kuro Games has done amazing of, and something I am so excited for, is that they actually listen to the player base. As someone who's played Blizzard games, especially World of Warcraft and Overwatch, for many years, it is extremely frustrating when a company doesn't listen to its player base. For anyone that's hasn't played World of Warcraft, they're very well known for every expansion. They don't listen to the player base, and then by the end of the expansion, they finally listen to the player base and fix everything that people have been complaining about for 2 years, just for them to not listen, break it all again, and go through the cycle every 2 years with every expansion. And it's extremely frustrating. And Kuro Games has done the opposite of that. For anyone that's seen footage of CBT 1 compared to CBT 2, a lot of the character designs have been changed, as that was a big complaint. They added more contrast and vibrance to parts of the world so that it wasn't always so dark, another complaint. And they actually rewrote the entire story, which is awesome. To be able to do that in such a short amount of time and take the player feedback so seriously like that is amazing for a company. And any gamer should be rooting for a company like this to do well, because any company that's willing to listen to its player base is a good company in my books. Because after so many years of dealing with companies that don't want to listen to their player base, Genshin Impact, it definitely becomes frustrating, and it could be disappointing to see patch after patch of nothing being changed that the players actually want to see. Now, this might be one of the first times that you've ever heard of Kuro Games, but they've actually made a gacha game before. I like to call it the best game to never get recognized. Punishing Grey Raven. I've been playing it for about 2 years now, and honestly, it's really everything Genshin players have been asking for, at least the hardcore ones, for a long time, but unfortunately, due to its lack of advertisement, really never got to see the light of the day. But Punishing Grey Raven has great hard endgame endgame content, a lot of skill expression, amazing skins, multiple skins actually for each character, and really cool collabs such as the Nier Automata collab, which I absolutely loved. It's really such a shame that Kuro Games never got to shine with that game. So I'm really hoping with this game and the amount of hype that is built up and the amount of advertisement that they've done for this game that Kuro Games will finally get their chance to shine, because they've proven themselves in the past, but unfortunately there weren't enough people there really to see it. So I think this is their big chance, and I really do think they deserve the hype for this game. And lastly, and most importantly, for the reasons why I think people should play this game, is if you've never experienced the launch of an MMO or the launch of a big gacha game such as Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact, it's one of the most magical, most fun, exciting times to be like a gamer. Everyone's talking about like the cool weapon that they found or the lucky gacha pull that they got, and it's so fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get to experience that with Genshin Impact, but I did with Honkai Star Rail, and it was so fun. Every day on stream, people would come in, they'd tell me that the lucky gacha pull they got, or like this new thing in the story, or this cool secret that they found. And honestly, it really is one of the most fun times to be a gamer. It feels like an event that a lot of games don't really have outside of gachas and MMO. It really is a magical time, and if for nothing else, you should play it at least for a month or two so you get to experience that part. On top of that, the gachas are the most fun when they're new outside of that as well, just because there's more challenge, everything's new, you don't have the resources to outgear everything, there's more to explore in the world. Gachas really are at their peak when they first come out, and it really is a shame if you miss that and then try and play later. It's just, you'll still have fun, but it's definitely a different experience when you do it with everyone else at the same time. So for that alone, I definitely think people should play it for at least a month or two, get to experience the new gacha game hype, and just share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it, show them what you got. I'm sure that they would probably share back too. It's really fun. So if you can't tell by now, I might be a little biased towards wanting Wuthering Waves to succeed, but trying to put my bias aside, I really do think it's a game that everyone should at least pick up and try if they're into gachas. And even if you're not, if you're just into Dark Souls type games, or you're just into open world games with exploring, I still think there'll be tons of content for you, even if you've never tried a gacha before. I really want this game to do well. Obviously, in the long run, I can't say whether it will succeed or not, but seeing how Kuro Games has taken player feedback so far, I think it's a really good sign for the future of this game and where they'll go in 1.1, 1.2, and so on past that. I cannot wait for this game. The next 9 days, they can't go by fast enough. I'm so excited. I can't wait to stream this on Twitch every single day. I can't wait to post YouTube videos every single day. I'm so excited. And if you are too, make sure to subscribe. I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm gonna start making some guides such as mistakes not to make, things to do, character guides, all the such. I'm very excited, and make sure to go check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/MaddieChew. We recently hit a giant milestone of mine of finally getting partner on Twitch, and now that I've done that, I really want to start to try and get into more variety, and Wuthering Waves is going to be my first attempt at that. I'll still be playing Honkai and I'll still be making content on it, but I want to get into more games, and Wuthering Waves is going to be my first attempt at that, and I'm very, very excited. And I hope to catch you in the next YouTube video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the game. I'm excited. See you guys. Bye!